G'day, President. It's Annette. This is my boomy picture. There's me, and there's me wearing the same dress. How cool is that? 33 years later. Anyway, I think it's time for the truth to come out. You can tell everybody now, President, that I was your favorite. It's okay. You can do it. I know it will disappoint a lot of them, but it's the truth. And so the truth needs to come out. Some of my favorite memories have already been shared. Of course, the MOTAB will be probably one of the highlights for those of us that were there during that experience. Absolutely incredible experience. My second memory that I have that's just a funny one was when missionaries were teasing people that were green, and he said you said that needed to stop. And you told us that if you're not green, then there's a problem, because things that are green are still growing. What are the rest of you? Are you brown and rotting on the tree? Totally remember that. My other favorite was when we were in a zone conference and there was a blackboard at the front, and you asked us to come up and write on the left-hand side of the blackboard all of the things that were challenges to us. So we were all going up, writing things, and Elder Truman wrote the word girls on there because he had kind of a crush on a member, and he had told you, he was totally honest, but that was a challenge that he had right then. And so then on the right-hand side, you told us now to tell us the things that were on the left-hand side that we could not overcome, that were on the left-hand side. And of course, I don't believe there was anything that nobody came up and wrote anything, except my companion decides to raise her hand. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is she going to say? And he said, yes, Sister Cudney. And she said, she thought she was really funny. And it was kind of funny. And she said, being a girl? And we were all like, that's a really good point. And so all eyes were moved from her to the front to you, President, on the stand. And there was this long pause, and we were like, what's he going to say to that? What's he going to say to that? Like, yeah, she's a girl. And after a long pause, you said, Sister Cudney, you can become a woman. Oh, burn. The whole room just busted up. Everybody was doing that noise, like, whoa! It was just so funny. And another memory I have is when I came home from my mission, that mission song, the way we used to do the whoa, call to serve, I was at church, and they brought out that, song, and we were singing it in sacrament meeting. And so I did that noise and then realized that, nobody else was doing that. So I just thought that's the way you sung that song, because I thought that's the way it was. Anyway, so one of the other things I wanted to share with everybody was most of the elders have said, this was, their missions were amazing. It was the best 2 years of their life or whatever. It wasn't for me. It was probably the hardest time of my life. I came from a very dysfunctional and abusive family, and I grew up without a father figure in my life, a stable father figure. And so when I went out into the mission field, here I am thrown into a sea of priesthood leaders that were all trying to tell me what to do. And I had left home when I was 16. I put myself through high school because my parents were really poor. And so I worked as a nanny to get myself through high school. And then I moved to Sydney when I was 18. And then when I was 21, decided I was going to go on a mission. And so, and I, pretty much paid for my own mission. I sold my car and did that as well. But for me, it was very difficult because I had such a bad opinion of men. And some of you suffered my wrath, and I apologize for that. But what a lot of you don't know is that on my mission, my father came to visit me when I was in Albany, and he told me he was coming to say goodbye because he was going to kill himself. And so I decided that I couldn't take this anymore, my family, and I ran away. I tried to run away, let's say. I just left my companion and I headed out of town. I was walking out of town, and I was going to become a new person, change my name, and I was going to never contact my family again. I was picked up by some local young guys who took me back to their nana's house. And I stayed at the Nana's house for 24 hours, and then I called President. And you told me to just get on a bus and come home. And I don't know what kind of stories were said about me. And it was a long time ago, and I think I've come a long way since then, but I just thank you for everything, for teaching me all of the things that I learned on my mission that have made me the person that I am today, and strong and confident instead of the person that I was back then, that I had low self-esteem, and I acted like I was confident, but I actually was not. And I put a front on. And Elder Christensen was the first person that ever called that to my attention. And he said it to my face, first of all, which was very brave of him, because I think most of the elders were scared of me. And Elder Christensen said, "You have low self-esteem," one day to me when he was the assistant. And I didn't like him already because I'd had a bad interaction with him the first day in the mission. And so I didn't like him. And he said, "That's okay. She still doesn't like me 33 years later." But first of all, that really got my attention, because he saw the real me, and he saw that I was out of my element and that I was truly struggling inside. He could see that I had low self-esteem and that I was in a front. But the other part was that he had the guts to say it to me, to my face. And he didn't say it unkindly, but it kind of shocked me that he was recognized it, number one. And number two, he did say that to me. And that's probably why we ended up together and a good match, because I'm kind of a wild one and he's pretty straight through and through. And so we have been married for 30 years, 32, I think, this year. And we have 5 wonderful children. I have 1 grandchild. My oldest son just got married. And we're doing really well. Michael's the bishop right now. He's on his home stretch. It's our 5th year. And when he was called, I told the stake president, "I'm sorry, but I can't become the typical bishop's wife. I'm me. I'm just me, and that's just how I am." And he said to me that he didn't expect me to become whatever I thought a typical bishop's wife was. He reminds me a lot of you. And I think we have a special bond with you, since you were at our wedding and on your way home from your mission. And so I remember the things that you said there too, that it was so unusual for you to see your missionaries holding hands and those type of things. So we've shared a lot of memories together, and we love you. Thank you for making us the people that we are now, that we are better people, and that we have learned the lessons that we needed to hear from you to pass on to others. And if we ever get the opportunity to serve as mission president, it would be you that we would be patterning our methods after. We love you.